Hello. Oh my God. I am live on my personal Facebook page, which I think might be a first. Hello, my friends. It's good to see you. Obviously, I'm sat in the lounge room. No, I'm not in pajamas. These look a bit like pajamas, but they're not pajamas. I'm sat in my lounge with my dog. He's here. This is Boomer. He's loving the fire. This is a quick Cuppa with Katie session. I've been running these on and off for the last couple of months, and I have given myself a little personal challenge, and that is to keep these sessions pretty short. So those of you that know me know that when I come live, we're usually here for like an hour. We're not going to do that today. And in fact, I kind of thought, well, as these shows are called, Cuppa with Katie, they really shouldn't last any longer than, however long it takes for me to drink a cup of tea, right? Truth be told, I never really get through the cup of tea because I'm too busy chatting to you. But as you join, I can see someone's joined. Say hello. I'd love to know who's watching. But today I want to talk to you about compassion. And hi, Lindy. And the reason I'm talking about compassion is because forgiveness and compassion are the topic of the month over in my Evolution membership. And it's really, it always astounds me how, say hello, Boomer. It always astounds me how whatever the monthly focus is, how it becomes a really, really important aspect of my life. So I never, hey darling. It always kind of blows me away. And it's really interesting how I'm being called to compassion and forgiveness this month. In so many different ways, and I'm noticing it in my clients. So let me put my tea down before I spill it on the dog's head, who is determined to get as close to me as possible, aren't you, Boomer? I was speaking with a client last night, actually. I'll say hi as you're joining, everybody. I was speaking with a client last night, a male client, as it happens. Oh, hello, husband. Aren't you supposed to be in your office and working? So I was speaking with a male client, and actually we just finished up working together, and I was working with him to help him call in his soulmate. So while I work with women calling in their soulmate, I also work with men who are calling in their soulmate. I don't talk about that very much. He's just met somebody, which is super exciting. And so the coaching call was very much around him getting really comfortable with dating. He hasn't been in a relationship for a long time. Turns out neither has she, and it's really interesting because, relationships do tend to mirror us. And so he was finding old habits and old, sabotaging behaviors were coming up for him, and he could feel that was going to wreck this relationship before it even got off the ground. So what's really cool is that he's dating somebody after a very long time of not dating someone, and this woman is he wrote the vision, he was really clear on what he was calling in, and she really fits the description. And one of his biggest limiting beliefs, that came from his childhood wounding, his childhood conditioning, was this belief that women are unsafe and women can't be trusted. And so he's noticing, as he's beginning this new relationship, how his ego mind is coming up with suggestions as to why this relationship isn't going to work. It's coming up with a lot of criticism and a lot of judgment projected onto her about what's wrong with her. And what we could start to see was that obviously there's a part of him that still doesn't feel safe with women. He's overcome that to the degree that you could call somebody in. But then it's that age-old thing that you call them in, and then the real work begins. And it doesn't mean that, because there's layers to our wounding, isn't there? There's layers to our conditioning. So we can heal it to the degree to call somebody in. I can see that Boomer is about to knock my phone over. Hold on 1 second. Boomer, take your ball. Here, take it over there. Over there. Good boy. Good boy. Sorry. Live. So we can heal our conditioning and wounding to the degree that we could call somebody in. And then we're really put to the test once we're in the relationship. And he's noticing that this is coming up at an even deeper level to be healed while in relationship. And he's noticing how his habit of keeping himself safe, because that's what we all do, right? We all desire to feel safe. We all want to protect ourselves to some degree. Hi, Kayla. Hi, Emma. Hey, Jackie. Oh, there's a few of you. So nice. Hey, Kathy. What time is it in Australia, Kathy? It seems like it must be late. And so he's in this relationship and his stuff's coming up and he's kind of trying to prove what is wrong with her or how she might hurt him. Like he's subconsciously trying to keep himself safe. He doesn't want to fall victim to being hurt by another woman, right? And so the biggest element of the coaching around that was this subject of compassion. Because what he hadn't realized was he's not ever been in a really emotionally safe and emotionally healthy relationship. What he's going for is a totally up-leveled relationship, totally different relationship to anything he's ever experienced before. So because it's something he's never experienced before, it's like learning to ride a bike. Hello, yeah, Boomer. Boomer's giving me his ball because he wants to go out. But darling, we'll go out later. Yeah, go out later. You go get it over there. Oh, it is a mad time, Kathy, yeah. All right, now I have to try and concentrate while the dog tries to play ball with me. So, yes, he's trying to keep himself safe, and so we have to bring in compassion because he's learning something completely, utterly new. He's never done this before. It's like teaching a child to ride a bike, yeah? As the child's learning to ride the bike, whenever it falls off, we say, don't worry, sweetheart, you're doing your best. Keep going, keep at it, keep trying. Notice what did work. You know, like, let's notice the positives, like you're having a go. Look, this time you went a little bit further than last time. You know, we're really encouraging and we're compassionate. We don't say to the child, oh, you're so stupid. How is it that you can't do it already? You know, we don't speak to them like that. And so we have to develop this very compassionate, loving voice with ourselves when we're trying new things. So if you're watching this and you're like, oh, the whole new relationship analogy doesn't work for me, Katie, then I invite you to apply this to whatever is going on in your world that feels really brand new. What part of your life are you up-leveling right now? Where are you trying out new things, new behaviors, new ways of being? Where are you actually bringing a totally brand new version of yourself into the world because you've just recently done a load of like personal growth and development and healing, and now you're kind of putting that into practice? The truth is, when we put our new up-leveled, upgraded selves out into the world, often it's going to be awkward before it's elegant. You know, we're going to fall over a few times. We're going to get it wrong a few times. We're going to get nervous. We're going to get scared. We're going to fall back into old behavior of trying to protect ourselves, to keep ourselves safe. And so compassion for that part of us, which is the wounded part of us, which is nearly always with the men and women I work with, the inner child, the little girl, or in this client's case, the little boy that didn't feel safe around women. It's that part of us that is needing a hell of a lot of love and compassion. It's that part of us that doesn't feel safe. And it's that part of us that's kind of like got his claws or her claws into our adult current life, trying to control things and manipulate things to bring us back into a place of protection and safety. But we kind of know we don't need that anymore. And so we have to have compassion with that part of ourselves that is desperately clinging on and trying to feel safe. So we love that part. And the more we give love and compassion to the part of us that is scared, that's fearful, that doesn't feel good enough, the more we love on it, the calmer that voice within us begins. So that voice can be very judgmental, very critical. Like with this guy I was talking to last night. Boomer, here. This guy I was talking to last night, he was being very judgmental and critical of this woman, and he didn't like himself for doing that because she's a great girl and he's a great guy with a big, open, loving heart, and he didn't want to be that critical, judgmental guy. And he's not. The truth of him is not that. All that voice is old conditioning and behavior that's scared. Yeah, and we have to love that voice. We have to love that part of us. It is actually a very real part of us. Hi, Xenia, good to have you back. Hey, Mandy. Hi, darlings. Good to see you. So we have to love that part of us. And as we love that part of us, it kind of calms down. It quietens down. It becomes easier. It's not in this fight, flight, freeze mode. It kind of is like, oh, my nervous system can relax a little bit. We've got to take that part of us in our arms and give it real kindness and patience and love. For me, that's what defines compassion, is true, deep patience and kindness and love of ourselves as we up-level and, try new things in the world. And, compassion came forward in that conversation as well, because I invited him to have compassion for her. It's very easy. Yeah, there you go. Come on. It's very easy to expect the other person to be all things and to be perfect and to meet all our needs. But, they're fallible humans as well. And it turns out she's not been in a long-term relationship in a very, very long time. So just like him, she's learning to trust a guy. She's learning something brand new as well. So she's going to be a little awkward before she's elegant. She might not be getting it all perfect and right. And we never do either, right? We never do. So compassion for ourselves, compassion for others. Something that actually always helps me with compassion is to kind of look upon myself and look upon the other people as just little children. Like, at the end of the day, we're all just little kids trying to figure it out in these big kind of adult bodies, aren't we? We're all figuring it out. None of us really have a clue. Some of us are a little bit more evolved, a little bit more conscious than others. And even the most evolved and conscious people on the planet are still figuring it out. We still don't have all the answers. And we're all very much, in some way, a product of our childhood and what went on then. And we just have to have so much compassion for ourselves and each other. And then the next piece was helping him to, with love, empower this new part of him that's going out into the world, trying new things. So we came up with some affirmations to support him. We came up with a new way of thinking, which was, rather than allowing that fearful voice, that part of him, to judge and criticize and just look for fault. Remember, trying to keep him safe. That part of him that's looking for fault. It was whenever he started to do that, I invited him to instead, notice it with compassion, love that part of him, and then instead look for, well, what is safe about her? What evidence do I have that she is trustworthy, that I can rely on her, that I do feel safe and relaxed around her? Because actually, while he had this judgment and criticism going on, a lot of our conversation, he was telling me how at home he felt with her, how at ease he felt, just how natural and easy it was. And he's never known anything like that before. And it's like, oh, well, that's something to notice, right? Let's make a list of what's great. Let's make a list of what feels safe, what feels comfortable, what feels easy. And start to train your mind to focus on those things rather than only focusing on, a lot of it was made up, judgment, because your old self wants to just keep you safe. But the truth is, your new self also wants to be safe, and it's safe to be safe in your new way of being, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what I wanted to share today. Oh, hi Malka, you're here as well. Oh, some familiar ladies. Lorraine has commented. Beautiful words. Thank you, Katie. You're glowing too. Do you know why I'm glowing? Because I'm hot. So I'm sat. The fire is roaring, and I'm actually really hot. Thank you, Katie. You're glowing. Yeah, pretty sure that's a sign you've been kind to yourself this week. Thank you, darling. I'm trying to click see more, but Facebook doesn't let me do that on my phone for some reason. I think I need a new phone. But I have been being kind to myself. Thank you. Yes, always. Always. Compassionate is, compassion for myself is key at the moment. Just compassion in general, actually. Anyway, I hope what I shared today resonates with some of you. You're jealous of the fire, are you, Kathy? It's hot in Australia right now. Yeah, you don't need a fire, do you? Yeah, it's beautiful though, isn't it? Yeah, I hope some of what I share with you today resonates. I'm really excited. This week in our Evolution membership, we've got Jennifer Nadel coming in to do a masterclass. She founded something called Compassion in Politics, and this woman totally speaks her truth, walks her talk. She's very inspiring, and I can't wait for our masterclass on that in the Evolution membership this week. We have different experts come in every month depending on the theme and teach and share with us, which is just such a gift. If you're interested in joining Evolution membership, I'll make sure to put a link somewhere. You can come check us out. The first month is free, so you can trial it. If it's for you, then you can stay on. If it's not for you, you can leave. It's no problem. And if you decide to stay on, it's £39 a month. And you get group coaching with me on Zoom, so we can all see each other. It's the most gorgeous community of women. In fact, all of our coaching and masterclasses are on Zoom, so we can see each other. So we really do experience several like sisterhood circles, you know, live and as in person as we can get at this time, which is very supportive. It's been beautiful this year. So if you're interested in that, I'll throw the link under here. Otherwise, I hope what I shared today was helpful. And see, I didn't even begin to get through my cup of tea, so I'm going to drink that now. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And if you want to get more of these, I'll put a link so that you're alerted through your Facebook Messenger bot whenever I go live. Okay, lots of love. Bye.